So check this out. We live in downtown Atlanta. We live in Midtown, right? And for those of you who don't know, at least from my perspective, it's pretty expensive to live down here. What that means is you get a small amount of space for a lot of money. Forget having a lot of space because it's very expensive. And if you're balling on a budget like we are, you're gonna have one bedroom. But look, I wanna show you real quick how we managed to fit a full-blown office in our living room and it be kind of tasteful. Check this out. So look, I'm not complaining about not having a lot of space. In fact, 700 something square feet is the most space we've had in a couple years. Not to mention we live 2 blocks from Whole Foods that way, 1 block from Publix that way. We have everything we need. Our vet for our dogs is within walking distance. Love Midtown Atlanta, love being down here, not complaining. But with that said, when you're trying to be efficient and you're trying to make spaces work with what you have, you gotta get creative. And that's how we came to this, because I like to play video games. I like to work at my desk most hours of the day. I like to hang out at my desk when I'm not working, and I just have to have it. It's just part of me. It's what I want to have. So to make that work, well, we got to stick it in our living room. And to do that, we set up basically a partition wall out of shelves that we had made for the tiny house a year ago and stacked it full of knickknacks and BS and books and stuff that we wanted to keep. And from the living room side, from the kitchen, you can't really tell what's going on back there. But there is actually a full-blown dual monitor setup down here. Now, there are a bunch of tricks to, let me minimize this. Now, there are a bunch of tricks to making something like this work, and one of which is you've got to have really, really good cable management. And mine is not really good, but it's pretty good. And my desk is actually set up in a manner that lets me route my cables very efficiently, very effectively, because the guy who built it for me built that in for me per my request, and it's working out pretty great. But aside from that, I've got a mini ITX computer that hangs from the bottom of my desk. I got a low profile boom arm, headphones, no speakers, small keyboard, a wireless mouse, and also my monitors are mounted on a boom arm, or I'm sorry, on a monitor arm, a dual monitor arm. And that monitor arm is a piece of China crap, so I can't recommend it, but I do recommend if you're trying to make a space look a little bit better. Well, if you're trying to set up an office in your living room and you're not a gamer, buy a Mac. Be done with it. That's the cleanest way to set up a home office and it actually look good. Let's face it, the iMacs and the Apple displays look like art showpieces, and it's not very hard to make those spaces go a long way. But if you want to play games and you have to have the Windows machine, take some advice from me, because I've been through this many times in many different places. So like I said before, I've got the desk and I've got a chair that is not an office chair. This is another trick to making this look a little bit more inconspicuous, a little bit less noticeable. A big rolly office chair back there probably would be okay, but to put a nice piece of, well, I'll say a nice piece, that chair is a piece of garbage, but it looks cool and it fits in a little bit better than if I had an office chair back there. Now, there are partition walls on the internet, and that's actually where I got this idea from. There are partition walls on the internet that will work really great for this, and actually partition walls that I like a lot more than these shelves. But these shelves we already had. So these were hanging in the tiny house, and we took them, and they were mounted to the wall. We had them mounted. So from my side, from the work side, it's kind of ugly because these mount to the wall and they float and they look really good when they're on the wall, but from this side, not so great. But on this side, they look pretty cool. So sitting on the couch, it kind of looks like this. Like I said, you've got a full-blown PC dual monitor setup back there and a bunch of camera equipment, a bunch of gear, all kinds of cables, and you can't really tell it's there. It's not very tacky. And again, we're in the living room, so if we're coming back here and we're looking that way, kitchen's a bit of a mess, it's hard to believe this is here. This is just a genius idea. So with that said, a little bit of storage goes a long way. So behind us, we've got like an IKEA locker that we picked up here in Atlanta. that houses all of my camera gear, tripods, grip, GoPro stuff, all kinds of other miscellaneous things. In the bottom, I've got a filing container with important files, and on this side I've got some tools. Tools for our bikes, measuring tape, a drill, some bits, odd and end things. So that pretty much wraps it up. I can go through the entire desk, the PC setup if somebody wanted me to. Can't tell you exactly what products I'm using back there, but for the most part, I just really wanted to share quickly how to stick a full-blown office in your living room and make it not look good. Now again, there are partition walls on the internet that I would even recommend over the shelf setup, because that looks a little bit cluttered. It helps to break up what's behind it, but again, you can accomplish the same thing with just a flat wall that I think looks really good. And if you can build stuff, then you can really get a cool product for probably a lot less. That's not me, but I'm going to put on the screen some partition walls that I like. I'll link them below that I think are pretty cool. So anyway, that's all. I just wanted to share that. I thought it was cool. I'm just kind of proud of this setup because it's in the middle of our living room, and that's not an easy thing to pull off and to make everybody happy. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.